If your love was alive in its life, oh, that would be enough until the end of time. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's been a minute. It's been a while. It's always been a while. Every time I do this, it's always been a while. But it's just life things. And I've been wanting to do this video for a while. I've been holding on to this one, but then I thought Valentine's Day is like right there, and I figured this is the perfect reaction to do it because it's Valentine's Day. I mean, why not do this type of reaction during Valentine's Day? And by the way, when this comes out, it should be Valentine's Day, so happy Valentine's Day to everybody, to all the couples and things. But hey, we gonna get into this sarcastic chorus. I'm pretty sure that's his name. Sarcastic chorus, yeah. I've seen a couple of his videos. He does mainly like relationship videos for cartoons and stuff. But yeah, I'm gonna have to get it. I've been wanting to get into this for a long time. It's pretty much for the characters who. This is pretty much characters who fumbled the hardest in like their relationships. And the main people on there are Duncan from Total Drama Island, Finn, I think, and Mordecai. Out of those three who fumbled the hardest, I probably had to say Mordecai. Because he had a girl that was perfect for him. I don't know. It literally was the female version of him. So I'd probably say he fumbled the most. But if you want to make the argument for like Finn, I guess, or Duncan, sure. But I think. But it's probably some other cartoon characters too that I just can't think of. So I can't think of any. But we're gonna get into the reaction for a sarcastic chorus, bro. Once again, happy Valentine's Day to people out there watching this. It should be Valentine's Day when this comes out. And I don't know, Valentine's Day is just never a day I really celebrated or really kind of cared for, but I know it means a lot to a lot of other people, so let's get into it, bro.
Not everything in life should be a competition, but fumbling your girl by being stupid somehow turned into one. As yet, if there's one thing cartoons love, it's shipping, but the reason why will always be sadism. And there's nothing more sadistic than watching a guy with a good thing going ruin it through sheer head-assery neglect or straight up abuse. While the blue tit who hijacked a wedding only to end up with two less options by the end of it is the meme king of this, I think it's about time that we sit down and come up with the definitive answer for who effed up the hardest, losing their better half and put all their fellows to shame. So let's break down 4 of the worst offenders in recent memory, what they did, how if at all they recovered, and how
I just said Mordecai is the worst, but I just realized, like, bro, Duncan, well, the one that's like, I don't know, bro, the way Duncan went about everything, bro. And the thing is, like, I don't even blame Duncan. Like, I feel like one of them people who like kind of like blames the writer, because it's like, bro, Duncan was such a chill ass, cool ass character, bro, and so was Gwen, but they both made them kind of odd. Like they made them the way they written them out. That it just made them as weird, bro. Duncan was this badass, cool ass nigga, bro. He was cool. He wasn't the baddest or like the, you know what I'm saying, but he was cool. He was chill. And Gwen was always just a solid character to me. But they kind of went, like, the way they wrote them, bro, it just ruined them, bro. I just don't agree with it still to this day.
much of what they did was on them, or were they screwed over by the invisible hand of fate that we call the authors? Lots of questions, a few answers, so let's meet today's contestants.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't mean to do
really
that.
wasn't. I mean, Mordecai?
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Yes, indeed, he did play himself. But bro, I remember when this episode came out, bro. I'm watching this shit as a Christmas special. I like Christmas specials, by the way. So, but like, I was watching this shit, bro. Was just so just into. I was like, okay, Margaret's coming back. That's crazy. And then all of a sudden, they actually end up getting something, and then they, all the memories they had. And it's just like, wow, bro. I remember exactly what I was saying when I was looking at all this. I was like, damn, bro. All these memories, bro, just gone now. And well, at least they had, and then the kids, I was like, whoa, what the fuck? Oh, huh? What the fuck? What the fuck? Mordecai was like, no. I'm like, what the fuck happened? Y'all was just daydreaming. I was so confused when that shit happened, bro. I was like, huh? This shit really happening? And then CJ was right there. I was like, fuck, it's over. I was like, fuck, it's over, bro. I was in like what, middle school? Yeah, I think I was still in 6th grade. I think I just started middle school. Damn, bro, time.
Now, picking the 4 wasn't too hard. A meme on Twitter is what inspired me to make this list, though Morty being here was complete nonsense that nobody took seriously. So we're gonna swap him out for someone who actually deserves to be here.
No.
Like, it's actually impressive how much this love triangle destroyed.
Okay, I'm not even gonna lie. I've seen Avatar. I haven't watched Korra. I just haven't had the. I just couldn't watch it. I just didn't want to watch it, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I just didn't want to watch it. I just didn't. But I did hear about like their relationship. Their relationship is kind of weird. So I don't know.
Mako's character. But at least he had options
this
till they
section-
cut him out of the equation. So that means we got Mr. No Relevance
that.
Mako, the fumble meme king
Yeah, I
Mordecai,
don't know what the
everyone's
situation
favorite
is, so
character
I'm not
till he wasn't
really
Duncan from Total Drama, and the guy who manipulated his girlfriend to get off, Finn from Adventure Time. Now, full discrepancy, I already claimed in a previous video that Finn was the worst, so we might as well start with him, and how my opinions have evolved, plus qualify that statement, as Finn was bad. But I'm not sure.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie. I don't remember the exact shit that happened, but I remember that he was just using her to fight Ice King for some reason. I don't know why. But that was just weird. But I always give Finn a slide, kinda. Because he was 13 at that time. I mean, at the age of 13, that's still weird, not gonna lie. But, like, I mean, like, he was young. I mean, like, you do. I don't know. It's kind of like giving Speed the slide on everything because he's young. But then again, if you fuck up too many times, that's just no. But this is like one of like the major F-ups he had around that time, and it was his first official actual girlfriend too. So the way he ended that was weird.
He's the worst anymore.
I said I was sorry.
You blew it, man.
Now, Finn's situation is interesting to talk about, as besides this one incident, Finn's got game. He has an entire episode where it's just him hitting on every princess in sight, and he's getting kisses all night long. But before he figured himself out, Finn's love life was awful to follow, as he spent years obsessing over an older woman who only liked him as a friend, with us being forced to watch all of it. After constantly teasing the idea that it might potentially happen, Finn finally got that solid rejection, with him taking it like a champ. If the competition was sobbing.
Feels like there's a hole inside my body, like there's a hole inside my heart.
A girl told him no, and he dropped down to the floor, set up a shrine, and cradled a piece of her hair as he sobbed himself to sleep. 'Twas not a good look. But thanks to his brother, Finn was able to meet his new flame Princess. Gotta love the jokes here, who slaps the shit out of him, making him realize he's into that and wants another hit, with the two of them eventually dating, with it easily being one of the cutest couples in this series. Finn was finally not pining for a woman he couldn't have, while Flame Princess proved to be one of my favorite characters, as he watched her come to terms with her own chaotic nature and parse out just who she is versus who she was raised to be, which after being kept in a lantern by her dad for her entire life, yeah, that's kind of a huge step, but they were cute and figuring it out together, from appreciating each other's interest to FP being a war criminal, finding ways to make their inability to touch work, and ignoring that one time Finn knocked up a pillow, twice, then to keep his...
Huh? What? This happened? Okay, I'll admit I haven't watched all of Adventure Time, so I don't remember this happening. He what a what? He what a pillow? What? You telling me he fucked the pillow? And had kids? What? Nah.
Streak going, Finn fucked everything up. So yeah, basically what happens is that Finn has a wet dream after watching Flame Princess beat the snot out of the Ice King, who was being a dick at the time, so to keep getting off, he keeps manipulating his girlfriend into being up the local dementia patient, with him breaking her trust as he decided to use all of her secrets and insecurities against her, writing fake letters to make her think it was the Ice King, all that she would be mad enough to go beat his ass. He was tricking her for his own personal satisfaction, also showing off a psychopathic, or more accurately, a teen willingness to ignore common sense to get what he wants, even if it meant hurting his girlfriend in the process, who naturally immediately dumped his ass, and rightfully so, with her refusing to get back together with him as no amounts of sorries will make this okay.
You blew it.
They would end up becoming friends again, but the damage was done, and Finn would spend the next couple, literal years heartbroken, depressed, but was able to come out of it better and more mature, which we do have to respect. With this probably being one of the biggest moments of personal growth Finn ever had. That said, this was a catastrophic fumble, as there was truly no lead up to this. Finn literally nuked his relationship.
He blew it in one episode, bro. I remember even watching the trailers for that shit when it came. Bro, I remember watching all this shit when it came out, bro. This shit was fire. But I remember seeing the trailers for this shit, and it was just Ice King and Flame Princess, just fighting, and I was just like, huh, okay, that would be a close one. But I didn't know the context behind it. So I was like, damn. When this shit popped up, I was like, fuck, bro. That's damn, bro. Finn, what the fuck? I was just like, Finn, what the hell, dog? Why? That was one of the things that I was so confused at when I was like, why? I'm still like that. Why to this day? Why? I didn't get it.
With FP in 11 minutes. Everything was happy and healthy, then suddenly we didn't have it, making this the biggest and most importantly unprompted fumble in this entire list. As at least with everyone else here, it mostly tracked.
Yeah, I will say that. At least with everybody else, there at least was a reason behind all of it. This didn't really have a reason or a build up or anything. This just happened like that. I was like, god damn. Fuck. So all that time just wasted in just one episode? Kind of remind me of something else, but I don't know.
It's what they did, and you can see it coming from a mile away. But Finn took a wet dream and nearly burnt down all the bridges over it. Not even Mordecai would be this stupid. Which is why in my mind that this is probably the single worst fumble in cartoon history, as he abused and manipulated the woman he loved just to get off. But
okay, I will say it probably is the worst fumble. Now that I'm thinking back on it and rewatching it. It probably is the worst fumble. But I once again will give Finn a slide like everybody else do, because once again he was young at that time, I guess. And he had plenty of time to mature, so.
this leads to an interesting question, as if we're talking single acts, yeah, I think this is the worst. But as we established, this is a one-time thing. Finn grew from this, was able to rebound later in life. So while what happened was bad, I don't think he's a
Actually, he had a relationship with her, I remember. I was seeing the episodes and stuff, but whatever happened to her, she just really didn't appear that much. I mean, she appeared sometimes, but she didn't appear that much. That was around the time when I stopped kind of watching Adventure Time. I didn't watch all of it, but I still tune in sometimes. I don't know.
Single biggest fumbler in this group. Not to mention again, this is one big thing, and the circumstances that made him do it are a little bit fucky. As it'd be one thing if he just got the dream and abused his girlfriend, which he did, but then there's other stuff that meticulously pushed Finn to do it again.
Make him fight! Do it now!
Yeah, this is where we gotta talk about the writing. The general rumors around Finn and Flame Princess was that the relationship was a creation of Rebecca Sugar, who wrote a lot of their biggest episodes, but then ultimately left to go create Steven Universe, leaving the ship without its captain. So in the name of character development, you decide that the two needed to break up, leading it to be this one incident that shattered the ship rather than a series of mistakes. But that one incident is fueled by a very suspicious appearance of the Cosmic Owl, a being whose appearance is meant to signify important or even prophetic dreams. So if he appears, the general assumption in Ooh means that said dream must be very important. With Finn's brother Jake being kind of obsessed with the owl, even believing that it heralded his death at one time, so Jake encouraged Finn to have the dream again, at all costs. As the older brother, who's supposed to give semi-decent life advice, throws weight behind Finn's crazy, which is what led to the letters and the using.
He did that? Wait, Jake actually encouraged it? Once again, I've only seen that episode like maybe like twice. I don't remember Jake's actually encouraging it. Why would he do that? I mean, I know why he would do that because of the owl. I guess because of the owl is like, but I don't remember that at all. Jake actually encouraged it. That's stupid. That's pretty dumb. What the fuck? What the fuck, Jake? Damn, bruh. Cause the owl? I mean, I get the owl, but like the owl, bruh, really?
Her secrets against her. He didn't say that Finn should do this, but he did stand by and let it happen. This is all still Finn's fault, but all this extra weight pushing the events to happen the way that they did does add just a little bit of side-eye to the situation, as it feels like the greatest story is pushing for this to happen, which, while relevant to the real world, but it, plus the fact that how good things were beforehand, but it does muddy the waters on this fumble being all on Finn, and put just a little bit of it on those behind the story. I love the fallout, and I love the story of a boy doing something dumb because puberty. But while bad, I'm not fully confident that we can give Finn the crown just yet. So let's check in with the rest of the gang and see if anyone can collectively do worse.
I can't do this anymore. It's over.
What just happened?
So I am doing a
What
mass.
happened, Duncan? What the fuck happened? That's exactly what I've been asking about this series when it went downhill in Total Drama World Tour. Whew. Now, Total Drama, I may not have it in my top 5, but I think it's probably for sure in top 10. This is one of the other shows that I watched growing up, and this is a key component of my childhood, along with SpongeBob and Ned and Gravity Falls. Well, those are just my top cartoons, but like it, bro. I remember watching this shit I remember when it first came out, bro. Like, I was on that shit as soon as it came out, bro. First episode, everything, bro. Like, I remember seeing the trailers for it. I remember even going on the online website and looking at all the characters and shit. Man, that shit, bro. And then to see it still continue with Total Drama Action, and then like finding out it had a world tour series, and figured out they were bringing it back for Revenge of the Island, and bringing it back again with All Stars. I was like, god damn. World Tour is where it fell off heavily, especially when it involved like the relationships between Duncan, Courtney, and Gwen for some reason. I don't know, bro.
Retrospective on Total Drama later in the year. Video is done. I just want to pick the best month to drop it. But in summary, Duncan is kind of a train wreck, though not for the reasons you remember. Originally the bad boy of the cast, his season 1 sexist charm got him into the pants of Courtney, a good girl with a mean streak, with the two's relationship starting with them fighting, only for things to get progressively worse. Over the course.
That's the thing too, bro. It's like, oh, sorry, I gotta get into it. I gotta get into the little rant, bro. What I mean by like earlier when I said Duncan just cool, he just seems normal, bro. He acts like a normal person, but like in the later series, it feels like he kind of tries too hard, like to like be bad or like be like he doesn't care. When in just in reality, he just really just didn't care. And like they just, I don't know. And then they made Courtney more and more and more obsessive, which I kind of don't mind, but it's like, I don't know. And then with Gwen, it didn't. I don't know. Gwen was always that character that always seemed normal, but I always thought she would just stay at normal. and they kind of made her like kind of the bad person in the scenario because she hooked up with her friend's boyfriend. And when I thought about it too, like Duncan and Gwen did make like a good couple, but when I was around that time, I wasn't even thinking of them as as a couple. I was thinking of them as just homies. You know what I'm saying? Like they were friends. You know what I'm saying? They both had the same interests and shit like that, but I never thought of them as like that. I always thought of them as just homies and shit. They just talk to them. That's what I always have corny. We don't probably have Trent maybe. I don't know. Around that time I heard that they ended that relationship. So and the way they ended and the way that they ended the Trent and Gwen relationship, bro, was weird. They made Trent look like a weirdo, bro. He had a weird obsession with the number 7. Like I don't know, bro. That was just weird.
Of the series, Duncan would continue to date, break up, then date Courtney again. Then he would proceed to leave her permanently to go date Gwen. Now Duncan did fumble Gwen, but it'd be more accurate to say he dodged a bullet with Courtney, who after being the overly competitive but normal-ish prep girl in season 1, would end up turning into a super bitch in season 2, becoming a control freak who thought she could fix Duncan, with the two of them bickering, fighting, and arguing till they got back together, only for Courtney to treat their relationship like a contract rather than a partnership.
I expect you to memorize that letter so it doesn't happen again.
Anything for you, babe. Courtney.
You may hold me now.
Cool.
They only
Oh, bro, oh my god, I remember how annoyed I was, bro. I was like, I could never, bro. I could never, bro. No, bro. There's no. This literally reminded me of the shit from fucking Friends when Ross had to apologize to Rachel, and Rachel wrote a whole 5-page essay about, I don't even know what the fuck what it was about. This is literally what it reminded me of, except way more stricter, and it was like a contract shit. I was like, Duncan, bro, there's no way, bro. I don't give a fuck what conditions or whatever the fuck. There's no way you had that happen, bro. To you, no, there's no way. And bro, the thing is about what Courtney and Duncan, bro. I mean, that shit was gonna end eventually, but I don't know, bro. I don't know, bro. I would say, yeah, he fumbled Gwen because Gwen and him, like, they had the most. The thing about him and Gwen, they had the most solid relationship. Like they said, it was like a friendship. But like they had like a solid, grounded relationship, bro. And like when it came to competing with each other, bro, they always understood the assignment and shit like that. They did whatever they could to win or whatever. They didn't cheat each other. They just had fair competition. Like, so like it was like it was just weird. It's just weird that like as soon as they became a couple, it just became weird. You know what I mean? Like it didn't even become like a thing like, oh, they're dating. It was just like, no, it's just weird now. It never felt like a good thing that they were a couple. It just felt, in a way, it almost kind of felt forced because it came out of nowhere, bro. All of a sudden, they just like each other. Like we didn't get any of that in Island or in Action, or even in World Tour before like shit happened. I mean, I guess they had like a little bit of hints, but it's like, come on, bro. Like really, just like that, no build up. It's just like with the Finn shit. Like what the fuck? There's no build up.
Just got back together that night, and she was awful to him.
After all, what's more important? Winning some stupid challenge or making me happy?
Expecting total obedience and snapping at him for not having a 40-page document memorized in one night with all the terms and conditions of dating her, and she would just not let him adjust to anything. So naturally, he voted her ass out that same day, only for the two of them to get back together because he had money now, only for her to still not be too great. So then he just randomly decides to hook up with Gwen after being alone with her for like 3 seconds, as suddenly they had a thing, despite a lie detector proving that they didn't. So yeah, everything here in this show is a shit show. Courtney flipped out, but Duncan and Gwen started dating, so at least we had that.
There, that should do it. You think she was watching?
What the fuck, bro?
Never mind. So this is the dumb situation that happened here. See, Duncan and Gwen decide to enter another competition, but their relationship was already fizzling.
Don't know why they would do that, especially regarding like what happened and total drama action, total drama world tour. I don't know why they were even in Total Drama Revenge of the Island. I don't know why the fuck they came back.
Out of it.
And the crazy thing is, they didn't even bring back Owen. How you gonna have an all-star thing and you don't even bring back Owen? The nigga who won it the first time. The nigga who was in all the other ones. You didn't even bring him back, but y'all brought back whatever.
Point. Duncan had lost all the emotional intelligence that he had. Gwen was over the thrill and was more obsessed with proving that she was a good person by making amends with Courtney, who at this point had gone over her hate boner for Duncan, icing the man out.
One more pause before I get into this. And honestly, that's what kills it. You know how I said it was forced? I felt forced because she was seeking it for the thrill. It shouldn't be for a thrill. They should already have been liked each other if that was the case. Why did you have to make it to where like it's a thrill thing? Like, what was the point in that? Y'all didn't have to do it like that. They already had a solid relationship. You didn't have to build it off of the rush or whatever. Like that doesn't even make sense. Whatever.
Of her life, which drove him crazy, with him devolving into a petty narcissistic mess determined to reclaim his bad boy status. As on top of being labeled one of the good guys, he was unable to fathom that his ex isn't into him anymore, nor giving him the attention that he so desperately wants. So rather than focusing on what he already had, he through a series of weak writing decisions became obsessed with getting Courtney's attention again, only to fluctuate back to being a decent person the next. And he would just continue to oscillate back and forth just to whatever the plot demanded, with all of this culminating in him kissing his girlfriend only to say this gem.
You think she was watching?
Like, I can't fathom the amount of headassery that would make a sober man ask his girlfriend if his ex was jealous when they kissed. This was dumb. It was so dumb. And you get why they broke up after it. Like, this isn't as horrible as what Finn did, but the dumbness of what happened annoys me even more, even if it is slightly more realistic. A guy can't stop obsessing over his ex causes him to lose his current. I get that. But I can't really bring myself to call this the worst fumble or even call Duncan a fumbler, since how they got to this point and how Gwen and Duncan got together, not to mention the characterization for everyone in this show, just kind of changes as the plot demands. Don't worry, doing a much bigger video on this, I'll get into it, but we can really just take Duncan out of the—
Oh yeah, I seen that bigger video you was talking about. That shit was like what, 3 hours long? He went into a whole detail about the relationship. I thought he was gonna get into all the relationships of drama, but he mainly got into like the main relationships, which was Courtney, Duncan, and Gwen and Trent mainly, and Duncan and Gwen. So he got into those relationships, those three, yeah. But yeah, I seen that whole I seen that whole video. It took about 3 days to finish it. Cause I'm telling you, I'm not watching them 3 hours straight. If I had watched 3 hours straight of a video or like a podcast and some shit, I gotta be doing something. Cause I'm not just watching a whole 3 hour video. No. So it took me like 3 days to finish that shit. But yeah, I say honestly a good video though. Good overall video. I'll probably link it in the description of this video too. If y'all ever want to check that 3 hour video long out. If y'all want to check that 3 hour long ass video, go ahead. It's there. So, but yeah, man.
Running, as what he did was stupid, but he honestly shouldn't have been here to begin with. But the writer's hand is so far up his ass at this point, we might as well just call him Kermit. It was dumb, but he can't—
And the thing is too, they made this thing about like villains versus heroes. Duncan was never really a villain. He just did whatever he wanted. He's literally like, what are those things called? They're not heroes, but they're not villains neither. They just do whatever they want. It's like Venom and Deadpool. They're not really villains, but they just do whatever they want, whatever they feel like. If they feel like killing a nigga that day, they'll kill a nigga that day. But if they feel like saving somebody, they'll save somebody. That's how Duncan really was. He just was just chill. If you want to cause some mischief, fuck it. Let there be anarchy. He don't care. But if he just want to relax,
often in any category besides general shittiness. So let's just move on to the next bracket because we're doing brackets now. And I tell you, this next one is not nearly as easy as you'd think.
So where's my soulmate? Are they in this room? It could be anyone. Maybe it's you. Maybe it's that really old lady. I don't know.
Why are you talking?
So I've already said a lot.
It's crazy how I remember that entire scene. Why are you talking? Oh, bro. Mordecai. It's probably gonna sound likely, but Mordecai was one of my favorite characters. Just overall in general on Cartoon Network. It's one of my favorite characters. He's just a cool character to like. Overall, I'll probably say I still like Mordecai. But I do like Rigby way more than I used to. But I think everybody does once you actually watch the show and shit. But this is gonna be fun to talk about.
Mordecai in other videos. You want a full story? Go check those out. This one will be rapid fire. Mordecai was a guy who, while not successful, had a decent head on his shoulders. Except he always would lose his mind when it came to dating. Pining for the love of the local barista Margaret, Mordecai would do anything to get a chance with her, only for his antics to be met with failure, as she was either seeing someone else or he'd friend zone himself, not shooting a shot despite the hoop being at basically eye level. Mordecai was a serial overthinker who couldn't pick up a signal to save his life, with him even going so far as to go back in time to get a do-over when he finally kisses the girl, but he had bad breath, so
I remember all this shit when it premiered, bro. I remember all this shit when it premiered, dog. All of it. I was a regular show and Amazing with a Gumball, Adventure Time, watching that nigga, bro. But the thing is about with Margaret, bro. Like, bruh, everybody knew that you liked her. Even she knew, and even she liked you. It was clear as day that she liked you, bruh. It was clear, bro. But he just couldn't. All he had to do was just close the deal, bro. That's all he had to do, and he couldn't do it for a numerous amount of episodes, bro. I think it was like a whole season and a half. All they had to do in this episode, bro. Bro. I don't know how you have a time machine and you still fuck up. I don't know how you have a time machine and you still fuck up. How is that possible? You literally have a chance to redo all your mistakes and you still fuck up. Like, nigga, how is that possible, bro? Like, think, man, I don't know.
He must undo. Mordecai has issues. He was trying, but you couldn't watch this and not cringe. But the true pain came when he finally started.
Every episode, bro. Every episode. You say you couldn't watch this without cringing. Every episode, bro. I was just annoyed with this nigga, bro. I was just annoyed. Like, bro, fuck. On, dog. Really?
Dating Margaret, only for her to dump him when she revealed that she was leaving town to go finish college. This man was shattered, with him slowly picking up the pieces of his mental health, and showing his growth by dating a new girl, CJ, who he had previously used to get Margaret jealous, but that was all water under the bridge, as they just happened to fall into a more casual romantic situation, where they could finally be friends as well as a couple, with next to none of the high-stakes headaches that plagued Margaret.
Mordecai?
Yep.
Everything was fine until she came back. That's all I gotta say.
Margaret came back, where rather than handling things like an adult, Mordecai preferred not to deal with the issue, panicking when he meets her again, avoiding telling CJ, who, when she finds out, is pretty cool all things considered, till she catches the two locking lips after getting swept up in the moment, with this putting everyone in for a world of hurt. Now Mordecai, to his credit, knows that this situation is going off the rails, and besides the one kiss, it's never stressed that he's seriously gonna flip or go back to Margaret, but anticipating that possibility is what makes everyone in the room tense up. Not helping the fact is that Margaret admits that she does still in fact have feelings for him, but even after hearing that, he's still chased after CJ and not Margaret. But this
Yeah, man. I don't even know what's the point in even saying that, Margaret. Which I ain't even gonna lie, in that episode, I will say that like even I kind of had some debates with not debates. I kind of had like some thoughts just like about that whole situation, how it played out, because it was the reason why Margaret did that is because she was on a fake date with a fake boyfriend. The reason why she was on a fake date with a fake boyfriend is because she told CJ that she had a boyfriend, and the only reason why she said that was because CJ was literally gonna kill them. like because Mordecai and Margaret were in a fucking helicopter together. Even after she told them that it was fine, so it was literally like just a whole bunch of, it was like a domino effect of just shit that just went down in that whole entire scenario of why it went the way it went. She was like, and she Margaret even explains it. She was like, I lied about having a boyfriend because she didn't say it, but because nigga, you was trying to kill us, bro. Like bro, like you flipped out and you made a big deal out of nothing, out of something that you literally agreed to, and you were gonna kill her. You were gonna kill us. You were gonna kill Margaret and his parents and Mordecai. Like,
Get into what Mordecai is really guilty of, which is inertia. Mordecai is shit at making things happen in his love life. He tends to overthink all of his actions, so he freezes up rather than hard committing to the girl that he has. Mordo floats around waiting for the situation to just play out.
man, Mordecai overthinks everything, bro, and I mean everything. Like, shit. What to start at? Like actually where to start at, bro. I can't really think of an actual situation, like, cause there's too many. Let's just say with the bad breath shit, man just went too deep thinking of this shit, bro. Like, it really, like, bro, it even got so bad that Mordecai literally couldn't even trust his own self in the past. He was so evident that he was gonna fuck up, that he wasn't gonna fuck up, so much so that he doesn't even trust his future self. Even after the future self told him that they kissed more, he was like, what? No way. Nigga, listen to me. This is like a day in the future. You can't listen to your own self? Like, he even got so...
So while he's still with CJ, the fear and awkwardness around Margaret persists, with him never really trying to make peace with that. Leaving
with CJ, bro, honestly, I know I already mentioned the friends thing earlier, but like, it's kind of like how like Emily felt about Ross and Rachel, cause it's like, bro, you said the girl's name at a wedding, bro. Like, you can't expect your girl to not have trust issues. You know what I mean? But I agree to the shit at extreme, but still, and it's the same shit with this. Like, bro, CJ literally trusted you, bro. After you literally said, "There's nothing there for us anymore." You don't feel that way about her. She trusted you, and the first thing she sees you do after that, well, not after that exactly, but like, the first thing she sees happen is you kiss Margaret. That don't fuck with her. And then after hearing that Margaret actually still has feelings for him, it's like that's like, damn, bro. But I will say, all of them niggas are making this shit more difficult than it needs to be.
him to just continue to wait around, taking the fact that he's standing still as proof that his relationship with CJ is his answer, when really, he's not choosing. Then after being told by his best friend to maybe he should just go with his gut for a bit, Mordecai decides to follow that advice, but take it in the worst possible way, jumping to the first ramble that comes to mind.
Yeah, I never realized how bad this was when I was little. I look at this now, I be like, bro, what the fuck are you doing? Bro, if I was Muscle Man, bro, I don't know, bro. Look at everybody in the crowd, bro. Look at Muscle Man's. Wait, that's not Muscle Man. Look at Starla's parents, bro. They're like, well, this nigga get on with that already, bro. God damn. Look at them, bro. They look pissed. They look bored as fuck. Bro, come on. why are you doing this now?
Turning what should have been solid advice into a fiasco. The man hijacks his friend's wedding mid-vows, all while trying and failing to come to a conclusion about what he should do. This embarrasses everyone involved, with his failure to get to the point, leading CJ to believe that she was about to get dumped at a wedding. So she storms off, leaving him with nobody, which is honestly pretty on brand for him. This scene is infamous, and deservedly so, as after all the build-up, to watch Mordecai try and act like he's in a rom-com where some big romantic moment is gonna solve all of his issues, but instead what we see is what would actually happen in that situation, as he had no idea what he was talking about. He struggled to get to the point, and it resulted in him losing the girl. And the fact that this was at a friend's wedding just made the whole situation extra galling. But unlike Duncan, and fittingly if out of left field like it was for Finn, you can't argue what Mordecai did wasn't out of character. The man was a nervous wreck from minute one, and he really needed to figure himself out. Mordecai
I mean, like, they literally even have a saying for that for him. It's pulling a Mordecai. That's literally the shit that he have for him. That's literally appropriate for Mordecai. It's still annoying that happens.
Struggled romantically, and while he improved through trial and error, he couldn't really meet the right person until he was older and more mature. That said, this was still an epic fumble, so much so that his IRL rep has never recovered from this. As yeah, wedding, bad speech, every opportunity to nip this in the bud earlier just avoided. So instead, he picked the literal worst time to try and do this. But at least we can say that he recovered in story, which is something that can't be said about Mako.
You sucked his dick!
Now Mako will...
What? That caught me off guard. Hold on, wait a second. That caught me off guard. What the fuck?
Something that can't be said about Mako.
You sucked his dick!
Now Mako...
What is that from, bro? What is that audio from, bro? Nah.
He'll always have a special place in my heart, as I can't stop hitting the man. Introduced as Diet Zuko.
No, he do though. He do. No, I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, I haven't watched any Korra. I think I remember watching like something. I may know a little bit, but I haven't watched any Korra. So this is all gonna be new to me. I'm pretty much gonna be reacting to just like niggas who never watched Korra. I haven't watched Korra, so.
A rough around the edges bad boy to his brother's golden retriever, but for all of Mako's promise, all that potential, he ended up kind of just being an empty suit, and frankly, just completely wasting this design. This is something that Legend of Korra is guilty of on the whole, as it had way too many characters and not enough episodes, leading to the new Team Avatar to feel more like acquaintances than family. But nobody suffered from this worse than Mako, as after a while, it only felt like his character existed to be in love triangles, and after he fumbled, the show never figured out what to do with him after the fact. See, he went from the love interest of Korra, her cold eye candy pretending not to care when he actually did, with the two of them slowly growing from tolerating each other to almost dating, only for Mako to get romantically T-boned by a completely different woman.
I've made a huge mistake.
Asami snatched up Mako so fast that it honestly felt like a ploy, as she and her dad just seemed way too good to be true and made all of Mako's pressing problems just disappear. And he just immediately starts...
So he had a thing going with Korra, but then she literally just came and said, "Hey, date me," and he just said, "Fuck it, let's date." Once again, I don't know. I'm just going off of what's being shown to me. So that's literally the generalization I'm getting.
Dating her, much to Korra's horror, who gets a stupid ball rolling after some bad advice. Kissing Mako after he wrongly assumes that she's hanging out with his brother to make him jealous, leading to issues that they have to sleep on, as Korra got kidnapped, leading Mako to go berserk, tipping off Asami that something was going on between them, with this culminating the two of them breaking up, as she finds out about the kiss, but more importantly, realizes that Mako prioritized Korra over her at almost every opportunity, with her essentially realizing that while she may have cut the line, Korra and Mako were still inevitable. But the breakup was amicable. Mako starts dating Korra, and from there, things just got worse.
I support whatever decision you make.
Oh, thanks. That's a big help.
Essentially, Korra is pretty much written to be her worst self in season 2, even before she had a civil war and an obviously evil uncle to deal with. This left Mako in the unenviable situation of never being able to do the right thing, with his temperamental girlfriend snapping at him constantly, with things only getting worse after said civil war started, as he's a cop and her homeland is in trouble. Mako snitches on her attempt to go behind the president's back to send military aid to her people, and this results in their relationship imploding.
Oh shit, here we go again.
And him hooking
What? They broke up. They're back together now? I am so confused.
up again with Asami. She's been having a rough one on account of her business going under, so she might as well be getting that good dick. But then Korra shows up again, and she also has amnesia.
Mako, I missed you so much.
So,
What? Okay, and now I'm confused. I was kind of confused at first, but then I brought it back to speed. But then I was like, huh? What the fuck happened? Huh? She has amnesia?
Korra shows up again, and she also has amnesia.
Mako, I missed you so much.
So, everything we just
What?
talked about was pretty cliche and all around not great, but I really wouldn't have called any of it a fumble on Mako's part. He broke up with Asami, yes, but him and Korra were clearly endgame. Yeah, he betrayed her to follow his sense of duty to his country, but at that point they were already a dysfunctional mess, and she was asking him to commit treason. They were already one bad fight from breaking up, so this was more a natural result than some massive event. But what happens here? Korra kissing Mako and him not immediately explain to her that they're not together is that Mako literally had to do one thing. He had to set one boundary, and he could have kept Asami from leaving him. He just needed to tell Korra to calm down. I know you lost your memory, but we actually broke up. But instead, he lies, saying that this wasn't the right time. Korra was stressed enough as it is, and proceed to spend the next week or so pretending to still be Korra's boyfriend.
This is nonsensical. This legit just doesn't make sense to me. After all the bullshit I've heard throughout these other 3 stories, obviously, like, this shit literally just don't make sense to me. What? And everybody else is there. If anybody else was there, I would have said, what? What is wrong with him? What?
Well, she remembered, and they broke up again, leaving Mako with nobody and becoming relegated to irrelevance for the rest of the series. Like, Mordecai's reputation was destroyed in real life. We will never stop making fun of him for this.
No.
But Mako's rep was destroyed in universe forever. He was portrayed as constantly unsure of just how he should be acting around Asami or Korra, getting joke assignments like guarding some dumb prince. This one fumble left him the whipping boy of the rest of the series, as the writers clearly didn't know what to do with him at all. They at least pretended to give Bolin depth, but Mako was just there with the occasional glimpse of being cool. Mordecai had a more dramatic and memorable fumble, but what happened to Mako, while smaller, is even more pathetic to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say the same shit, bro. This is even worse. Like, yeah, we all joke on Mordecai, but we all love Mordecai. Like, this just seems like a character that really nobody really cares for. Like, you know what I mean? You can just tell. This seems like a character that no one gives a fuck about. Because why would they? There's no point in him. There's no point in him even being there.
Mordecai dropping the ball was a foregone conclusion. We all knew it was gonna happen. Mako, though, had options. It looked like he could actually make this.
He literally did this to himself. Mordecai fucks up all the time, but that's literally Mordecai. That's literally all he's been doing. But he literally had the girls. He literally had both of them. He literally could have chose from either one of them. And he could have had either one of them. I mean, Korra is debatable. But, like, he had her for sure. Oh, he had one thing to say, and he couldn't say it. He didn't say it.
work. But again, these are vastly different situations, so it's a little difficult to say which one is objectively worse. As on one hand, Mordo did the worst thing, but Mako's was more easily avoidable. With just needing to explain the situation to Korra, it would have taken less effort and way less emotional clutter than what Mordecai did, and we understand Mordecai more as he historically sucked at this stuff. Meanwhile, Mako was basically a chick magnet who choked once and lost everything. Mordecai could have stopped the situation earlier.
I don't even watch the show, and yeah, that seems about right. Cause why the fuck would you do that? You literally, you fumbled it yourself. It's literally all your fault. There's nobody to blame but you.
But you understand why he didn't. Well, this was just embarrassing. But because he wasn't so consistently trash and people generally blaming the writing for this love triangle, we didn't really dogpile Mako the same way we did Mordecai. But for me,
Yeah, you could argue it's the writing though. You could argue it's the writing. You could. You definitely could. I said the same thing with like Duncan, cause like. But the thing about Duncan is like I knew his character, so the fact that his character kind of like changed was weird to me, because like that it didn't make sense. But like I don't know Mako, so I
think I will say that Mordecai, he might be the worst fumbler on this list. Flat out, if you need someone to choke romantically, he's the guy you're gonna go to. But the writing around him is consistent enough that I can see why he did it, with him learning an important lesson that served him later in life. This was an epic fumble. It was cringe, but he did recover from it. Now we put this in contrast to Mako, who basically became the team bitch after this. He went to the bottom of the friend totem pole, with even the clip episode near the end of the series giving him shit for how he handled what happened. I'm sure this is going to be controversial, but I think taking the lower stakes of what Mako had to do versus the horrific consequence of what did happen to his character, I think Mako fumbled harder than Mordecai. The writers didn't do him any favors, but if you look at just disastrous consequences, becoming irrelevant is probably the worst case scenario. Yeah. But that now leaves us with our final two. Now this is also very subjective. Y'all could have different takes. The both of them though did screw up their relationships, but rather than one big build-up, it was a spur-of-the-moment decision.
I will say this. Due to the ramifications, I would say Finn fucked up way worse. Because what he did was fucked up. We ain't gonna hold that against him. What he did was fucked up. But I digress. No, I'm joking. But I will say that if we had to say who fumbled it, like, nah, nigga, you fumbled two females. I'm sorry, no. You fumbled two. How do you fumble two? One of them, like you said, they're probably gonna break up anyway. But still, you fumbled two. Like, and then the one that you had, you broke up with her, and then she got back together with you. You had it. Finn, once he broke up with Flame Princess, that was it. Nobody expected them to get back together because of what he did. Nobody expected that. Nobody was going to get that. Nobody thought they were going to get that again. But who fumbled more? I say Marco or Mako. Forget his fucking name. But yeah, I say he fumbled more. But who had the more fuck up Finn, if that makes sense.
That led to them nuking their love lives. What Finn did is definitely more horrific, as he did intentionally manipulate his girlfriend for an erection. While Mako publicly panicking ruined him, Finn was eventually able to get back from this. He was able to learn from what he did and understand what he did was wrong. Later down the road, he was able to become friends with Flame Princess after this. While Mako and Korra Like, they only really solidified their friendship in the series finale. Everything before that, they were around each other, but they were more like teammates than anything else. That's, again, a Team Avatar thing, but for Mako's case, it is very painful, and it all links back to this one decision. So I think for me at least, Duncan's situation is a nightmare created by the writers, so what happened while bad, it's clearly more about the people behind it than the actual character. Mordecai is the worst fumbler overall, but while the wedding scene is truly iconic, it's purposeful and built upon what we already knew about him. The incident was relatable and down to earth, and that's why we remember it the most. Finn had the singular worst fumble, as he really did have a great thing going, wasn't a horrible person, but was so horny he couldn't stop to think about what he was doing. But he learned from it, and he grew from the experience. Which leaves us Mako, who had 2 fire women, dated both of them, realized what he actually wanted was Korra, only for them to turn out to be more dysfunctional than either of them realized. So he broke up with her, got back together with Asami almost unintentionally, only to lose her when he couldn't take 2 seconds to explain to Korra that they aren't together, either in the moment or 10 minutes later when they were alone. Instead, he kept the charade going, showing Asami what a flake he was, and that he will date literally anybody that kisses him on the mouth unprompted. This one incident forever stripped him of all of his bad boy cred, reducing him to being the slightly grumpy guy who was related to Bolin, who was also bad at romance. Duncan may have ended his series going to jail, but Mako truly never recovered from this. So I'm giving the title of the biggest fumble in cartoon history to Mako, as he was truly never the same again. RIP, at least we got Korosami out of the deal. Though they are boring as fuck in the canon material. Thank you all for watching. This has been Sarcastic Chorus. Just like, share, and subscribe. Do all the things down below. Let me know. Who do you think?
Any relationship too. I just felt like it was out of nowhere. I mean, like I said, I never watched the show, but like I was watching like clips or whatever, and it's like I didn't really even see anything building towards this relationship. It just sort of just happened. But yeah.
Had the actual worst fumble in cartoon history. I'm doing a little wishy-washy metrics here, but to me, Mako felt about right. Though if you think it's Mordecai or Finn, I totally get it. If there's someone else, let me know. Maybe we'll redo the list again sometime. But that's all for me. Peace out. Have a good one.
Peace, bro. Peace out. Peace out. Bye. Great video, man. I would have to agree with you on that list, bro. Marco. Keep forgetting his fucking name. That nigga, he's number one, bro. Because he had 2 females and he fumbled both of them. I don't know how you do that. If I had to make like a list, I would say Marco's number 1. I'd say Mordecai is number 2. The first relationship, they broke up. It's all okay for me. But Mordecai, the way he went about things in that relationship, it was a disaster. Finn is at number 3. The only reason why Finn is at number 3 because I give him a lot of leeway, because he's like he was 13 around that time. He didn't really understand love or anything. It's still weird. You can honestly fight for the number 2 or number 3 for Mordecai or Finn. But for Finn, I'll put him at 3. But I'd say for like number 4 is Duncan, because I'm not even gonna lie, bro. I never really blamed that whole thing on Duncan. I blamed it on the writers, bro. Because it didn't make sense for me in Duncan's character. It never did, and it didn't make any sense for me. You have him be this chill, this cool ass person, and all of a sudden, like he's just so clingy. He's just so he's so wanting people to know that he's bad. When in reality, all he was just bad, just in general. He was just himself. It didn't even feel like he was being himself that season at all. No, none of the characters did, really, to be honest. But yeah, that's pretty much how I rank it. But overall, good video, man. Sarcastic Chorus. Yes, Sarcastic Chorus. Once again, I checked out a couple of his videos before I reacted to him now, and I say his shit is pretty good. So I say give him a check. It's a check. A check. That only makes sense. go follow him. You know what I'm saying? Go watch his videos. That 3-hour one is that 3-hour one. It's long, but he does go into detail about the relationship. So if y'all ever do want to watch that, go ahead. But once again, I will have to say Happy Valentine's Day. If this drops during Valentine's Day, I don't know if it won't. I don't know if it will, but I should have it drop. But that's gonna conclude this reaction, bro. If y'all enjoyed y'all time here, go ahead and like, subscribe, comment, and honestly, if you do comment, let me know what relationship fumble the worst for you. It don't even have to be for anybody in this video. It could be just any cartoon in general. Because I just can't think of any of them. I can't think of none. I only thought of like those main 3. But yeah, that's gonna have to do it. So I'm gonna see y'all next time. The next video that I'm in. By the way, I like this jacket. It's one of my favorite cartoons, and then Jimmy dancing. You know. I think it's lit. But hey, I know what video I'm gonna be doing next. Don't know when it's gonna come out though, so I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Get blessed out the way, and I will see y'all later at the hour mark. Yay, y'all see ya. If your love was all I have in this life, that would be enough until the end of time. You got me saying,